Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Felix, and in today's video, we are going to go over 6 different options on how you guys can turn credit card into cash. And this is very relevant to you, especially if you're planning to use the credit cards on making purchases that you guys can normally do. So, for example, like investing into real estate where you are required to put a down payment. A lot of times, you guys can't use what we call 0% business credit cards or personal credit cards to turn that cash, because if you take the traditional route of cash advances, it comes with absurd fees of 20 to 30%. If you take it to an ATM, it charges you a lot of fees. So in this videos, I'm going to give you different options that I personally took, as well as our client, that allows them to turn those credit cards that they recently got approved for at 0% interest into cash by paying a very small to minimum fees overall. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. Awesome. So just a quick disclaimer, just because you recently got approved for a 0% introductory on purchases credit card doesn't mean it's 0% balance transfer or cash advance. So it's extremely important for you guys to look at the paper, and also making sure that you go to the bank's website for that specific product, what type of options they have when it comes to doing the balance transfer checks, because normally it does come with fees. And normally, sometimes they do have that feature on top of the 0% interest purchases for 3% balance transfer for example. And then if you take the traditional route, it's taking the credit card, calling up the bank, saying you want to pull the cash out, it is going to come with like 20 to 30% cash advance fee. So that is the route that we are not taking. Okay, make sure that you guys remember that, and it's important for you guys to check each individual cards and see what type of features it comes with, right? So again, certain credit cards aren't recommended to pull directly from the bank or ATM. Therefore, we're going to go over different alternatives to use. And also, in order for us to take advantage of these options, you want to make sure that you try to avoid getting those cards shut down. Because let's just say you got approved for a 20,000 credit card and you use one of these methods and try to withdraw 20,000 right away, the banks are going to question and flag your account and ultimately shut it down. Therefore, that's not the route that we want to take. And it happened with me in the past where I was misinformed on how to liquidate or go through this process. So just a disclaimer, and what we recommend as a solution is liquidate in small increments with a spread out timeline. So for example, you got a $20,000 credit card, liquidate like 3,000 every week and slowly do that. Okay. And then last but not least, if you guys are interested in securing 50 to 250,000 of 0% business credit cards, we are the expert. We are the best funding company out there in the online marketplace to help you do this in a very strategic way and helping you maximize how much you can get in total amount. So if you're interested, schedule a call and speak with us. All right. So the first route that we're going to take is setting up a payment processing account, right? So payment processing is pretty much the bridge or the processor between your business and whenever you provide a product or a service, the invoicing route between it, and you want to make sure you have something set up so you can start issuing invoices in that case. And what we recommend going with is either with plastic, Melio, or even PayPal, right? So the way that I set it up is I have my PayPal personal account and I have my PayPal business account. And here is a diagram of kind of like how it will look like if you tie everything together, right? So this is my PayPal business account, right? So let's just call it Felix and Associates PayPal business account. What I would do is I will also have my personal account, PayPal personal account, name Felix, Felix T, and I have my business PayPal account, Felix and Associate. What I would do after setting that up is I will send a small invoice. Let's just say I'm trying to liquidate like $3,000. I would just send a small invoice just because it's a brand new account and then also a brand new credit card. You want to be a little bit careful of raising any flags. So start with small increments on a spread it out timeline. I will send myself 5,000 or send an invoice from my business, Felix and Associates, to the person I'm trying to invoice, right? And you have different options. You can either send it to another business, someone that you trust that runs a business, and they can send the money back to you, or you have a different business set up. Felix or Felix Enterprises would be my second business. I can invoice that business as well, but they're both in both cases, the money is going back to me, so it wouldn't really matter, right? So you can do it with your personal account or with another business that you have set up. Just make sure that one also have a merchant processing account. You send the invoice for 5,000, and then what happens then? The business B, right, or the personal account will receive the invoice, and then you use the credit card that you recently got approved for, and you pay for that invoice. Once you pay for that invoice, that monies get deposited back to business A. In this case, Felix and Associates got paid from either, He Enterprises, that's my second company, or if I bill it to my personal account, got paid from Felix C. And that money gets deposited into it. They do take a 3% fee, so $150 from 5,000 in order to liquidate the credit cards. I don't really care too much. I just want to make sure, I get the money so I can start investing, because that investment return, cash on cash return, is a lot higher than the small fractional fee that I'm paying. Gets deposited. It takes 3 to 5 business days for it to get transferred into your business checking account, and then you can use that money however you like. Use it for a down payment, use it to purchase things that a normal business credit card or personal credit card can't typically do, right? So that is an option for you. Again, you guys can experiment setting up multiple payment processors. So while you're doing it with PayPal, doing it this route, you can do it with Plastique, you can do it with Melio. Those tends to be the three payment processors that I personally use, and that some of our clients use in order to liquidate credit cards, right? Another option is going with what we call ADP payroll in conjunction with, or combining that with Plastique, right? So on this PDF file over here, what we notice is, and this is a very, very smart route to take, because not only are you paying yourself and liquidating the business credit cards, but you have a statement of payroll that you're paying yourself from the business. And when you take that, it actually reflects on your banking statements, and then you can use that, take it to the bank and say, hey, I've been getting paid from this business $5K every single month. Therefore, that will qualify me to apply for a loan, apply for a car loan, a business loan, business line of credit, because it shows evidence and documentation of income, right? So that's what ADP is. ADP is a payroll company, and inside of their marketplace, they have the integration with Plastique, which is the payment processor that you can just add into your account, and then you can set up payroll. For example, every week or every bi-weekly, I pay myself $3,000, and you can connect your source of payment to make that $3,000 payroll to yourself from the business, and you attach your business credit card to it at 0%. Right? So as you can see here, a business credit card is preferred because it's a business expense. You can use a Visa, MasterCard, except for Capital One and American Express, I believe. So those two would be out of the option, but you can see Plastique charges you Visa, or they use the MasterCard business credit card, and you pay a small fraction fee in order to make this process work, and that is only 2.85%, which is, again, very minimum in order to get the money into your checking account. So that's something I would recommend doing, right? You can also go with some traditional strategy. So going back to it, some cards, 0% introductory credit cards, has the feature of like 3% balance transfer, that you can directly go to the bank and request for a balance transfer checks, right? So that's a route that you can take, but it comes down to knowing that if that product has that sort of feature, right? So I created what we call in our newsletter, we actually broke down that strategies for you. And then what you guys can do is click on this link or head over to this link and read through it. But you can do it directly from the business credit card or personal credit card, as long as they have that 3% balance transfer feature on it, and they offer balance transfer checks. 80% of the cards out there that are 0% interest on introductory purchases, they might not have that feature. So you have to be selective on the type of cards that you apply for in the first place, right? And in this newsletter, I give you guys a quick example of which cards will work in this case, and break it down into step-by-step actionable steps for you guys to understand. Okay, and then another option would be the Amex Venmo route. So this is directly for Amex, and I've been doing this a lot. So I have like 6 different business credit cards with Amex. You know, some of them have no spending power, or some of them have the spending power, no preset limit. Some of them have a credit limit of like 10,000. But what American Express did is partner up with Venmo in order for you to send through Venmo using your business credit card or personal credit card at 0 fees. But there's a cap limit on how much you can spend, right? So for example, while my Amex Platinum does have a no preset limit on it, when I do this route, it only limits me to sending $2,000 every single month. So, you know, what I would do is log into my Venmo, connect my business credit card, Amex account, and then I would send that, you know, that limit of $2,000 from my Amex Platinum to, for example, my girlfriend or to my friend Venmo account, and then they send the money back to me. I deposit it into my bank account, right? So that's an option for you. You can do as long as you have multiple tiers of business credit cards, personal credit cards with American Express. You know, you can take this route. Okay, cool. And then last but not least, or actually we have 2 more, another option. This is something that we are going to start doing for only internal clients. As long as you work with us on funding, we help you liquidate these business credit cards. Very similar strategy to this, where we're actually sending you an invoice. Our company, OPM, sends you an invoice. You pay for that invoice, but we charge you a 6.5% fee for doing this. We are a business at the end of the day, and then we do have to cover other expenses as part of this transaction, and we just got to make sense for us. So in this case, the money gets sent. You know, we bill you. You pay for that invoice for 5,000, for example. We, you know, take our fees and then we wire the money back to you or send it back through ACH. Very simple. Process is very streamlined, 3 to 5 business days. And then we're also in the process of, you know, partnering with other liquidation company that might do it for a little bit lower than 6.5% or around that range, just so you have different options available for you in the meantime. Okay. And then last but not least, this one's it's not really liquidating, but you know, we work with a lot of real estate investors and this tend to be a common question. So how business credit cards at 0% introductory work on purchases, especially in the real estate context, not, you know, using it for down payment, is if you're mainly using it for materials with Lowe's, Home Depot, you know, some of these, you know, different companies that offer these materials, you rehab the property and then you sell it. When you receive the check at closing, you do not pay the credit cards in the lump sum. Okay, so basically what it's trying to say here is just use your business credit cards to purchase the material, right? And then use the materials to obviously rehab the property, and then, you know, after you flip it, after you get a cash return or you refinance it, you get a lump sum check, and then you have the option to pay off that business credit card. And then by doing so, you earn points, but you're also preserving your cash flow and, you know, the money that you have, right? So yeah, we went over multiple different options out here. I'm also going to link this over to you, give you guys as much resources and links possible so you guys understand how this entirely work. But hope this is helpful. And if you guys have any questions, make sure to comment down below and I'll do my best to get back to you. Okay, thanks for watching, and then until next time.